Hey guys, it's Game Over, and we've got some PES news. Oh shit. eFootball news. I can't get used to that name. After the debacle from the trailer, we've got some, some interesting news. Of course, it's in Japanese. We can move it to English, so that's all good. The burning question, I guess, why rename from PES to eFootball? Why is free to play? Masan asked the producer what he was aiming for. And I think we all kind of want to know that. So it was actually posted on the 26th, that's today, of July 2021. And they used that awful picture of PK. I don't know what he was doing. So the translation isn't great by reading this, so we'll try to interpret it as much or as well as we can. And let's go from the top there. So Konami has announced the latest soccer game, eFootball. Speaking of Konami, the Winning 11 series is famous, but this work will be launched as a totally new soccer game. In order to explore the aim of the latest work and future developments, eFootball producer Seitaro Kimura of KONAMI was interviewed by Masan, a professional player of PES who belongs to Team HYDE, like backside. Okay, here we've got the first question from Mansan. First of all, I would like to ask you straightforwardly, what is the intention of the decision not to use this name PES that has been popular for many years? Kimura said, first, a project to renew the game engine of PES was in operation at the timing when next generation home video game consoles such as PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S came out. In addition, in order to catch up with the flow of the market, I thought that it was necessary to make it free to play and cross-platform support that allows competition and cooperation between the boundaries of devices. Create a big cross-platform esports scene in response to changes in the game engine and business. For that reason, we decided to unify what was called PES in Japan and Pro Evolution Soccer PES overseas into eFootball. So let's take that back a little bit. So Kimura is a producer, or probably the lead producer of PES or eFootball in Konami, and he said they were going to call it PES, but then they kind of somewhere down the line changed their mind. Now their roadmap would be, I don't know, 3 years ahead, but it still is not really clear why they changed to eFootball. Of course, they saw FIFA with the competitions, with the Foot League and the Foot Championships was absolutely huge, and I guess they wanted a piece of that pie. From what I can get is that they didn't think the name PES, or they wanted something new for this engine and this competition play, so they came up with eFootball. Mansan said, I was playing from PES 4 World Soccer 11 Winning 11 released in 1999. I feel lonely that the name of PES is no longer used, but it's a new era. PES has been evolving all the time, but when the name PES is given to this work, it looks like an extension of evolution. That's why we gave it a new brand name, eFootball, to show that we were reborn. I'm looking forward to your response, and I'm afraid, but I changed it with great deal of preparedness. So in theory, what he's saying there is kind of what we touched upon before. He kind of wanted a whole new name for a whole new era, for a whole new engine. And he's sorry that he's changed the name, as I think that's what he's trying to say, that I'm looking forward to your response, and I'm afraid, as in he's sorry. And of course, this must mean that you must have thought about it quite a lot before they changed it. The word here, though, I missed that. He says, I thought it was necessary. So does it take one guy to change the name of a football game? He doesn't use the word we, but then again, it could be bad translation. Okay, so we see the roadmap, of course, and then Mansan starts again. Please tell us more about free-to-play that you talked about earlier. The intention is to want more people to come into contact with the game in line with the flow of the market where various titles are being developed for free play. Kimura stated, that's right, not only is it free to play and cross-platform support adapted to the market, but it's also an initiative to maximize as esports platform. I want to lower the hurdles for participation as much as possible in order to create an environment where anyone can easily play if they want to play a soccer game. Wait, I wanted to lower the hurdles for participation. Mate, you can make it free to play on consoles and still increase that participation. That's what people are annoyed about, is it's on mobile phone as well. And what are we going to get? What kind of quality are we going to get? Masan, actually, when I asked people around me, are you still playing PES? Many people are playing, but they don't have the latest work. Kimura, that's right. There are many people in the past tense who say they haven't bought the latest version. They don't have a next generation console, or they used to play PES. That's why I made a big turn to get all soccer fans to play. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. First of all, if there's people who have the old version, screw them. If they got 2020, then really, they must be such a small percentage, they won't even matter. Or they used to play PES, that's why I made a big turn in to get all soccer fans to play. Well, making it free is fine. But don't kind of lie about it, that you wanted everyone to play. You saw the numbers on mobile, and you thought, you know what, combine the mobile and console players, and then we've got one massive game. So, I know that's half a true. I can see that he wants to, of course, he's always going to be competing against FIFA, and he wants FIFA's bit of the pie. But I guess his marketing speech, I guess, right? Masan, it seems that the player base will be very widespread. Damn right it will. You have adopted new engine Unreal as the game engine. What is the difference from conventional game engines? Kimura, eFootball has been reborn. And I said that on my last kind of video. They're trying to just kind of make a new fresh branding and stuff. But you know, you have to be lucky with that kind of stuff. By developing its own soccer game engine based on the expressive power of Unreal Engine. For Unreal Engine, the development benefits were huge. Until now, PES uses its own game engine, but since it was an engine that was only used in-house, there were not many development cases. Unreal Engine has been adopted by various titles from other manufacturers, and there are many development examples. It's very easy to produce because you can see many examples. Let's just carry on. And with the Unreal Engine, you can develop for any device in one development environment. This is a huge advantage when aiming for cross-platform. I've only talked about the development perspective, but the player's perspective, I would like to pay attention to the wonderfulness of Unreal Engine expressive power. Right, no one disagrees that Unreal is amazing. Of course, Konami saw that on mobile, the Unreal Engine was doing amazing jobs for them. They were getting the numbers, it was playing well, and this all makes sense. There's more examples using Unreal Engine. I mean, there's no football examples, I don't think, but to just take Rocket League as an instance, that's made it Unreal. The ball physics on that, if it works in Unreal, why can't it work on any other football game? So for that reason, you know, it's a good choice. But they really kind of went with, because the devices thing, you can build it on one device and on many. So yeah, that kind of mobile first, I guess. Money talks. Masan, I heard that one-on-one bargaining is evolving in gameplay. So bargaining, I think he means kind of like a tussle, an exchange, I think, more than like, I'm going to give you something for something else. Kimura, I think the interesting part of soccer is still one-on-one. I do too. And we are proceeding with development focusing on the bargaining there. It's an image that you can take a wide range of strategies such as defensive and dodge attacks. I would like you to wait a little longer for the detailed specifications, but since Iniesta on the offense side and PK on the defense side supervise the gameplay, I'm looking forward to the content. Stay here. That's a big word, supervise. They're supervising the gameplay. And I still believe one-on-one is such a massive part in any football game. I think passing is good, but when you start passing the ball just for the sake of it, just trying to make gaps where you should be able to beat your player, make space, then pass, or just go straight into that space and make a creation. That's what football is actually about. The actual interesting bit about this paragraph is the strategies such as defensive and dodge attacks. Now, you know what? That's exactly how I felt when I was playing the beta demo. Now, yeah, it didn't look great. Defensively, it was absolutely atrocious. But it felt like you play Street Fighter, where you're going to attack, they can defend. Or you're going to move this way, they're going to try to counter it and move that way as well. Or going to attack you. And if they can get that right, that's a massive, massive win. for eFootball. But there's a lot more than just one-on-one play that they need to get right still. Masan, both are my favourite players, so I'm really looking forward to it. The operation has changed drastically, but I don't think that's supposed to be there. But I've never heard anyone say PK is their favourite player. Ever. Maybe Shakira says it. Kimura, we are still in the process of trial and error, so please wait for future announcements. However, I keep making adjustments every day, and I think it's getting more and more interesting. Yeah, I could see them making... Yeah, they're always going to be making changes to the last minute. Masan, as a new game system, Team Build Mode and Match Pass will also be implemented. What kind of system are these? Kimura, Team Build Mode is more like My Club than it is a completely new game mode. Until now, My Club had a strong so-called gacha element. So if no one knows gacha is like, they kind of try to make you spin or use money to get cards. So they're kind of being honest there. So, but in order for players to enjoy it more, it will be possible to nominate and acquire favourite players. How are you going to do that? So if I want Ronaldo or Messi, I can maybe still get them. Match Pass is a mechanism to receive items that be acquired by designating a favourite player according to the number of match plays. Both free and paid passes available. Stay tuned for more details on the most. Now, when they say favourite, they may not mean your actual favourite, but they're saying popular, I think. That's what they're trying to say. So, for example, if Salah has a great day, great week, and he's got man of the match, you could probably play a lot of games to maybe get him, or some objectives. T-Build is more like My Club. I'm a bit gutted about that. I don't want to just keep on buying managers for the sake of it. I want a new system altogether, so I'm kind of a bit disappointed in that. They've been honest with the gacha element, so that's pretty good. Yeah, 2 years and still got My Club. But the Match Pass is sounds interesting. Masan, I was surprised at the unexpected answer. Not only the gameplay, but also system side has been reborn. Did you get reborn? Team Build Mode is more like My Club. Unless that translation is completely wrong. Anyway, it's been reborn. It's also different from a scout that specifies the conditions for the players that can be acquired. Kimura, unlike scouts, they can get specific players by name. The system was adopted as a result of lowering the hurdles for participation and aiming for a game that is easy for anyone to play. Beginning to call and players. I also like the feeling of being hit by gacha, but if you can get it by nomination, it seems that you can concentrate by creating your own team with your favourite players. He said this again. The system was adopted as a result of lowering the hurdles for participation. So what he's trying to say there is that the people who play on mobile, people in India, my brother's in India, well, mainly, they're playing Thailand and stuff as well, but those guys have probably less money than the European counterparts, UK, Germany, Spain, whatever. So that means they're going to lower the hurdle in getting the players. Now, is that through Match Pass or is that actually acquiring players by paying? Because that would mean that everyone, in theory, would have the same teams near the end of the game, or middle, or like by December, January, everyone's got the best team already. Like it happened this time round. And I know in FIFA it's harder to get the players, but it's kind of not game over by the end of December. There's loads of players you can still get, or new players always coming through. So we'll see what happens with that. And that is Mansan there, Hyde, team backside. Mansan, when it becomes possible to play cross-play platform, I'm worried about the online problems as a player. Kimura, we're always in trouble. eFootball makes the online server common to all platforms and the world. No matter what device you play on, if you can participate anywhere in the world and open a tournament where everyone can aim to be the best person in the world, there will be romance. Therefore, I would like to make it so that there is little difference in inline, online, and device specifications as possible. Yeah, and yeah, we know you're trying to do that, but to what quality? Mansan is excited. I never imagined I never imagined a server that was common all over the world. from a professional point of view until now. Fortnite, the players who won it in Japan went to the world. So many Japanese players who participated in the World Championship had little experience of playing against overseas players and had hard time being able to match people from all over the world on a daily basis as a romance for professional players as well. Right, I've played COD, Call of Duty Warzone, and I've played people in Germany and US. I don't think I've ever played anyone in Japan, if they even play it. I'm assuming some people play it. So what does that mean to like latency? Again, the quality of the game. It won't be region locked, so you can play anyone anywhere in the world. That's a tough one to swallow. That one. That is. I don't think I've ever played anyone in Japan. What that I know of, anyway. Kimura, that's exactly the perspective of professional esports player. Even amateur players and casual players can play together without restrictions, location, device. So I think it's easy to invite friends. We are planning to enhance the matching options, great, such as limiting the device of opponents to play against, awesome, and prioritizing match between players who can communicate comfortably, brilliant. That's awesome. They're really trying to compete against FUT championships, aren't they? And yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's not going to be done this year. Definitely. I mean, they'll try and they'll have this eFootball point system tournament thing, but they're definitely not going to compete against FUT champs in this first year. Man said, "What are your plans for the tournament?" Kimura, I want to create an official tournament that decides the best in the world. FUT champs tournament, really. Although it is in conceptual stage, we are planning to build a tournament so everyone can participate in the way that suits them, such as by area and by device. So yeah, so if you've seen the roadmap, it says December, I think, or winter for the tournament. So it still gives them time, I guess, but we'll see. Mansan, you can play against various devices online, but which device will be the main axes for your offline competitions? Kimura, this is exactly the part I'm worried about. That doesn't really help, does it? That you're worried. But I think that I will definitely choose a device that will increase the number of participants. Regarding the input device, we plan to connect the controller that we usually use, whether it is PC or mobile. So that's good. So hopefully you have to use a controller for mobile. Hopefully. We will give consideration so that players can participate in the race in their favourite environment. But since this is a new attempt, we would like to hear various opinions. I want to make it fair while reflecting such voices. Everyone say console. And PC. Console. Not. Can you imagine having to play mobile? You have to play mobile for a tournament. Mental. Mansan, I think the operation and enjoyment of eFootball will be completely different from that of PES. I also want to study from scratch as professional and I'm really looking forward to new operation systems. I can't wait for the launch. Kimura, Konami has been making soccer games for a long time, so we guarantee the fun. We are adding more playable and fun elements such as player acquisitions and tactics, and we plan to update and expand as needed while listening to everyone's voice even after launch. We hope you all enjoy the new eFootball. And that is that. So I don't think we're going to expect many different modes. I think it's going to be more around the team, tactics and player acquisition from the PAS and My Club. Nothing about Master League yet. So I wouldn't really pin your hopes on that much. But there you go. And that's it. I'll leave the link in the description below. Please let me know what you think to this article. If you think it's a little more of a step towards what you thought it was going to be, or is it even further away, or have your opinions not even changed about the game? At least there's been some communication, at least. But, you know, a lot of Master League fans will still be disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed about my club if it stays the same. I really wanted to rehaul, but on one side they're saying reborn, on the other side they're saying it's the same. So I don't know. If you did like the video, or if you didn't like the video, it doesn't matter. Please hit that like button, subscribe, check out my other PES content, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace and pow pow.